Good evening and welcome to Legal Tech Live.
LegalTechLIVE.
Legal Tech Live, episode 47. I'm Nick Rishwain here with my co-host,
Ivan E. Rakeland,
That's
reporting
right.
live from Northern Virginia. As we mentioned before we started the show, this is
We
a national.
did, and we've got a great guest here with us tonight. We've got Athena fan of Bite Size Legal, also formerly, I guess, Innovation Next Gen Fellow for the Next Gen Fellow for the ABA Center for Innovation, and the CEO of Bite Size Legal. And she's here to tell us about an exciting new venture she's got as CEO of Bite Size Legal. Athena, welcome to Legal Tech Live. We are happy to have you.
Wait, Athena, you have to tell us a little bit more about the ABA portion before you jump into
Before she jumps in, that works.
Oh, really? Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. Just to know, I do have a cold, so my voice sounds a little bit different. Jumping into talking about the ABA Center for Innovation Next Gen Fellowship, that was inspired by my interest in public interest law, and also I do have some technical background. I do program in Python and also JavaScript. So after graduating, just about to graduate from from law school at American University Washington College of Law, I thought, what is a good opportunity to combine my passion for tech and also law and also public interest, and that inspired me to apply and become a ABA Center for Innovation Next Gen Fellow. And it was a one-year fellowship that lasted from August 2017 until August of 2018, in which I created a chatbot through social media platforms that engaged users to learn about civil procedure rules and also help them to gain access to court information, court location, and also opportunities for them to find help in real life. So that was a wonderful one-year opportunity.
Wow.
In which I worked under the guidance of the ABA Center for Innovation council members under Chase Hertel of who was the deputy director, and also Sarah Glassmeyer.
Okay, excellent. So Chase, and I should note for everybody, and forgive us here, we're having some difficulty going live to Facebook. So forgive that, replay viewers, so you know. But Chase is also the mind behind Dogs of Legal Tech. So I do want to give him that shout out. I do appreciate that about Chase. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but that is important to those of us who are dog lovers. I'm sorry, did I throw you off there in talking about that?
Oh, no, I mean, we can definitely talk more in depth about the fellowship experience. And yeah, if people have questions about that portion.
And hopefully we'll have them questions coming in shortly if we can get logged on to Facebook. Otherwise, you and Ivan are going to have a nice chat. So tell us how Bite Size Legal came to be, and then tell us what you're working on with Bite Size Legal.
Okay. I would like to go more in depth regarding my background and
Sure,
how I became
please.
interested in public interest. So I've done some interviews. I mentioned that I'm a generation 1.5 immigrant. I actually grew up, I came to US when I was 10 years old, and I grew up in Silicon Valley. I actually grew up in a very affluent area known as Cupertino in Silicon Valley.
Heard of it.
Yeah, who knows Cupertino? I don't know what Cupertino is. Funny. However, you know, my family as immigrants, we struggled to establish our new life in US, and I actually started working when I was 13 as a tutor. So I always kind of had like a part-time job to support myself, but at the same time, I was growing up in Silicon Valley. I became more involved with my community. So I volunteer for the Red Cross, for different community, the Y. I volunteered prior to law school for Asian Law Alliance, which is an organization that started by Santa Clara University Law School alums to help low-income folks in Silicon Valley, and especially in Santa Clara County, with critical legal issues. So most of them actually pro se litigants. So these experiences, and in addition to my family's own experience of dealing with crappy landlords, not getting their deposit back. I remember I have this particular one place and there's other rent issues. These, my background inspired me to start Bite Size Legal. And Bite Size Legal, the main focus is that we build B2C web platforms that uses AI to empower consumers to self-help legal issues.
Okay.
The first web platform that we just released last Tuesday on March 5th on my mom's birthday.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice birthday gift from mom.
Right. So it's called Rentips.io. So RENTIPS.io. It is a web platform that has two main functions. First function is a forum, like Nick mentioned. So the point of the forum is to involve community. And I believe in the power of community to help each other, to share stories of how to get help. Okay. The second function of the platform is using AI, which is the chatbot function. We are training the natural language processing portion to enable consumers to ask like natural questions like how to get my deposit back, where can I find the courthouse closest to my address, where can I go to find a legal aid organization or some kind of organization to help me, where can I find, maybe get some legal help, right? So that's the second function of the platform. And in addition, this whole platform, we have the platform in English, plus 2 other limited English population languages in each county. So we have launched the platform, the freemium version, bless you.
Sorry about that.
Santa Clara.
That's how I muted it.
We have launched it in 3 counties that all have special meaning for me. Santa Clara County, where I grew up, right? San Francisco County or San Francisco City, where I went for a lot of parties in my younger days. And then Cook County, or Chicago specifically, in Cook County, where I got started in legal tech through the ABA Center for Innovation and Fellowship.
Okay. So all of these have had some meaning for you. You've wanted to do some public interest, serving those who need, it sounds like, an access to justice initiative, even though I understand you are also it is a for-profit business, but yes, it seems to be that there's an access to justice component.
Definitely. Excuse me.
So I'm the language guy. I'm looking at this. I see un poco el español y putonghua. Right?
So Santa Clara is available. The content is available in Spanish and also Chinese.
Excellent. So tell us about you were about to go into the freemium model of Rentips.io.
Right. So this company actually started during Startup Weekend, which is associated with Techstars. And they had this one weekend back in May of 2018, last year in Chicago, when I was still doing the fellowship. They had a one weekend where they wanted people to come hack on issues. So I just did it, led a team of 8 people to just try out this idea for Bite Size Legal and see if it worked. And we had a great time. But this company is not officially, was not officially registered and started until December. But from end of the fellowship until December when the company was incorporated, I was lucky to join Founder Gym Cohort 3, which is an amazing online training platform for underrepresented founders like myself, women, people of color, to learn how to raise VC funds, to learn how to fundraise for companies, C Corp especially. In addition, I was lucky to be part of this huge cohort to join and finish Y Combinator's online startup school, in which I was definitely gained valuable experience in how to track data and how to run a startup. So I was definitely very lucky to go through this.
What was the Y Combinator program you went through?
Yeah, it's called Online Startup School. They run it usually once per year in the fall. And last year, actually it was over like I believe 10,000 companies got in because they just decided to let everyone in. But it was definitely still a great experience.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you've had some.
Obviously, you know, Y Combinator's bottom of the barrel sort of organization. When
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no one knows who Y Combinator is.
Never heard of them.
They only have like 1 million followers on Twitter, but that's okay.
Never heard of them.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
I am just for for Ivan and for Athena, I am inviting some of our usual suspects from the legal tech community to join us here on Zoom. I think one of your friends or a fan of yours, Athena, may have joined the legal tech community earlier today because I'll have to find the name for you again, but she joined after I had tweeted out to join the Facebook group, but we're having difficulties going live there. Oh. So Ivan, if you can try and go live in legal tech community, that would work too, but I'm not able to connect. So Athena, you've had these spectacular experiences with ABA Center for Innovation. It sounded like there was, did I hear Techstars in there? Or a Techstars offshoot of Techstars or something like that?
Well, it was a hack weekend.
Oh, Hack Weekend. Basically
a safe space for someone to explore their idea of like a startup. And I'm so glad I did that because that really jump-started my, I would say like my exploration into and just jump-started my, my intention to start a company. But I want to also address the point, Nick, you mentioned earlier, that Bite-Size Legal, it is for profit. And the reason why is because law is a business. Mm-hmm. Let's be very clear about that, right? Law is a business. And the niche that we are in is are in these high volume cases like rent issues. That is high volume that consumers may only want to spend a small portion of their income. And I'm talking about young renters or like it encompasses low income and also middle class income folks, right?
Sure.
Who all are renters who experience rent issues. They may have a small percentage of the income they want to spend to resolve their rent issues. They may not have access to hire like a full-blown lawyer. And in the other side of the coin is that a lot of lawyers, like lawyers I talk to, they do not want to take cases. They do not want to represent renters because there's not enough money in this.
Not enough money in it. Well, and you know, this is not an uncommon issue, is it? You know, the three of us in here are probably we're above average educated. We all have law degrees at the very least. Yes. We are all employed and or founders employed by our own companies. So we probably have above average earning capacity. And how many of us could really afford to get into a litigation? Right? I mean, how many, if there's not $500,000 at stake, and then you're willing to spend $100,000, not really even any of us here in this group do I think that is a particularly inviting circumstance for any of us.
Right. So I am banking on the path of limited scope. So right now we have the freemium version, right? It's offering as much value as possible upfront to consumers, self-help. And then the premium version will be involving lawyers to provide limited scope help and other ways to help consumers. So that's the premium version, which we're actively building. But right now it's about the freemium version and creating value right away, and then gaining traction for the platform.
Excellent. And I do want to thank Colin Levy for joining us tonight. He's over here on Zoom now, since we've had our Facebook difficulties, which I'm going to blame on Facebook for their outage, their massive outage yesterday.
Right.
I'm thinking that
down,
Zoom,
Instagram down.
I'm thinking that Zoom probably needs to re-authenticate their certificates with Facebook, and they have not done so yet. The third-party authenticate, or
actually, yeah, that's a pretty good excuse. I'm gonna buy that one.
That's my guess. Is they're trying to troubleshoot those things right now. So this is excellent. So the forum. So I signed up for the forum just before we went live, but I didn't get my email response yet. Part of that is I think it's because I didn't do it direct through my Gmail. I did it through my LegalTechLIVE email, and oftentimes there's a delay when you have that redirect. So what can I expect once I join? Now, I'm not in Santa Clara, but I'm close enough that I could probably play around in that area. What will I expect from the Rentips.io platform once I'm a member?
So we offer value. It's great that when you join as a member, you can access the forum in the language of your choice and access real stories of renters who have navigated different type of rent issues. They share their stories. We're actively bringing people onto the platform to share their stories. So I invite everyone, Nick, Ivan, everyone watching to share their rent stories, and I plan to share more of my stories on there as well. So that's a way for consumers to see, hey, this person went through a similar issue I did, and he or she went to these sources. I can check out these sources, right? Instead of just going blind, Google searching, and not really having any stories that relate to their particular situation. Second value we offer right away is actually, if you just go on the website, rentips.io, on the right corner, there's that little, our icon, which is the gavel with B, which is stands for Bite Size Legal.
Right.
Chat with the chatbot. And you can input, I invite you to input phrases like, get my deposit back, or learn lease terms, to try out the natural language processing function, and see how that you can interact and get the information you need.
Yes, I didn't recognize the in the lower right-hand corner there is the chat bot, and I missed that on my first first visit.
Right, we thought about, should we make it pop up immediately when consumers like interact with the website? But then I noticed that, like, even personally, some websites, when they do that, it's kind of annoying.
Kind of annoying.
I'm gonna agree with Nick that I wasn't able to see it until you mentioned it, and I looked around and I saw it. So I don't know, maybe you wanted to have it blink once, or
a different color, a darker color that indicate, some sort of, because it does have the same color gavel as the top logo, so maybe just switch up the gavel so that it stands out a little bit more.
I'm loving this. You guys are giving me great feedback already. I'm loving this.
We're here to serve.
I launched it, like, I was even early, because I just want people to tell me, like, hey, I think this should be this better and that should be better, and I take these feedback and improve the platform.
Excellent. Yeah. So yeah, I had missed that, but I am interested to join the forum and see what I can find out in the forum. So, and then from the forum, from that, interactions and the question and answer and in that, what then is the next step up? What model do you offer that becomes, okay, you've gotten as much free value as you can.
Right.
Now, what's the next option? What do you, now I need some assistance with something. Do you offer some form of assistance?
Right. So next step is the premium option. So we're actively building. So one of them is drafting, for example, demand letters or drafting simple documents. And then another premium function would be access to limited scope attorneys who can answer simple questions at a more affordable rate. Right?
Okay.
And then we're also thinking about bringing attorneys and then having them answer questions directly onto within the forum.
Okay.
So
sort of like general informational questions rather than offering legal advice type questions, or how would you do that?
With limited scope, then it would enable that client lawyer relationship. That's definitely a secure portal and then secure platform that way. But on the general forum, then it would be general informational answers.
Okay. So you've got a couple of different levels up, from the entry level, glossary of terms, talking with others who have maybe dealt with some of these issues. Maybe you've dealt with some of the same landlords in Santa Clara County or in Cook County or something like that. Right. So you have that kind of discussion. And then, okay, well, now I've got a 3-day pay or quit notice. Is that only in commercial? Is that only in... That may 3-day pay or quit may only be commercial leases in California. I don't know if that applies to rental leases in California, but we've got that now. Let's say a eviction notice, and I need to fight it because there's been habitability issues or something. So now I can retain a bite-sized legal attorney, or not a bite-sized legal, a Rentips.io attorney. Limited scope attorney, I can contact one of those through Rentips.io.
Right, that's the next step. Premium offers.
Okay.
And again, I want to make this platform. I mean, this platform is already accessible to us, addition to limited English populations. Mm-hmm. So I'm actively vetting attorneys who speak Spanish, Chinese, other languages, like in Cook County, Chicago, Polish as well, to be able to offer help. So as a plugin, I'm definitely actively looking for attorneys to join the platform. I am making connections, but if you see this and if you're interested, please reach out to me at Athena at bitesizelegal.biz. And in addition, that part of the freemium platform is to be able to connect consumers to, help as well. So I am looking for partnerships with legal aid organizations who are willing to be part of the platform. I know that they are doing fantastic jobs in each county. I know that they're really working hard to serve the low-income population, especially in terms of like eviction and rent issues. But I would love to partner with them in additional ways to be part of this whole ecosystem. I sincerely believe, actually my goal is to empower every renter on this planet. Like we'll start with US, right? But to empower every renter, no matter where they move and any rent issue they have, they should have a centralized platform where they have all their information and they can get the help they need.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so can you give us, and maybe you're not there because I see from the website that you've already got lots of different languages. It looks like 4 languages at least already available, at least in the chatbot. can you share with us your ideas for the costs of the additional services? Have you come up with packages for those services, or would the attorneys that you're actively vetting create their own packages? How would that work?
Our thinking right now is to have the attorneys create their own packages
Okay.
because it would be limited scope. So it really depends on the attorney, right? So we're working through that. Therefore, I don't have the exact numbers, but definitely it is about providing access in an affordable way for consumers.
Okay. All right. And I also see that there is ad space available on the site. So I'm guessing to help defray the costs, the startup cost, you are making it available to advertisers who may wish to jump on early and make their services known to those underserved populations who are in need.
Yes, we're looking for advertisers who are in the rental industry, right? Like for example, rent insurance companies or other ways that other companies that exist to help renters have a better renting experience. So yeah, that's another way for us to have revenue and have income.
Okay, good. Ivan, it's about that time for you. The revenue, finance, etc.
Now let me just quickly take it another direction, which we never do. And the only reason I'm doing this is because you said you actually programmed this yourself, and I've been studying a little bit about the different programming languages. So, hot off the press information for me. What programming language did you use to build this out?
Ivan, that's a great question, but I do want to clarify that I did not like code this myself. I've hired contractors to help code and make this a reality.
Oh, okay.
But I personally do code Python and JavaScript, and the contractors I've hired, they are one of them is full stack, and the other one has training experience in AI NLP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're really looking to embrace the natural language processing in this system. It sounds like.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So cutting edge. Yep. And then I guess my next question would be, so you have 3 counties, but I mean, one of them's in Chicago, a couple of them in the Silicon Valley area. When I went through the Spanish language chatbot, it was a little bit different structure, right? You have Chicago, San Francisco, Santa Clara.
That's the 3.
What was the, I'm sorry?
Those are the 3 counties.
Those are the 3 counties.
Right.
And then for obvious reasons, that's why you have Polish. That's why you have Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously on the West Coast, Mandarin was the main thrust for those, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So yeah, where are you at in terms of the company, the size, when did this launch? You said it was last Tuesday. This
Correct.
Pretty much launched.
So, we launched a very like minimal version back in October during YC, like Y Combinator Online Startup School.
So that was the pure MVP.
That was like so minimum. That was super. And then we decided to add more functions, the freemium functions, and then we relaunched last Tuesday, March 5th, on my mom's birthday. Yes.
Got it.
Excellent.
And so how big's the team? Is it just you with some contractors, or do you have a bigger team?
So right now it's just me and contractors. Yes.
Okay. And then what's your plan for the next, let's just say through the end of 2019?
And so we plan to, so I'm the talks for partnerships with like rent related companies for partnerships. And I'm also talking with specific groups that cater to young renters. So this platform will be really great as serving as an educational platform, also just a great platform for young renters to learn about their rental rights. So by the end of 2019, I hope to gain enough traction to get into the the usual Y Combinator normal cohort. And then
It's competitive.
gain traction on the platform. And my plan is to release the freemium version by summer, so July, hopefully earlier.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody that's been through Y Combinator successfully?
Yes, I know a few people.
Okay, so you're going to work those relationships, obviously, right?
Yes.
And then you don't know Sam
Really
directly,
about connections. Raising funds in Silicon Valley is definitely about connections.
Definitely about connections.
Yeah. I'm very lucky that I'm involved in several amazing groups with like Founder Gym. We have a great community of founders and network with like Kapoor Center in Oakland. With like the Y Combinator Online Startup School, we have amazing community. We have direct connection with the Y Combinator, some of the basically the partners, but yeah, definitely working those connections. I'm also in the female founders Facebook group. That's an amazing network of female founders as well. And just reaching into my own like childhood network, high school network, college network as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So this is exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So what do we see? So launch by July, I was going to say, give us a 6 months, 12 months, and 18 months. What do you see in the next 6, 12, and 18 months?
6 months, definitely launching the premium version and then gaining a lot of traction, right? Traction onto the platform. And then you said 9 months? What's the second
12
one?
months, yeah, like a year from now.
12 months, I really hope that we have already completed, got into Y Combinator, the normal cohort, hopefully.
Okay.
And then you said 18 months?
Yeah.
18 months, definitely, I would say keep focusing on traction. I do want to mention that I am actively raising a pre-seed round.
Oh, good.
That's aligning with the goal of getting into Y Combinator. But yeah, we're actually raising a pre-seed round. And so
how are you announcing that? Are you doing it through a platform such as AngelList or?
Yes, we are on AngelList. I'm looking at different ways of doing it, but I'm definitely talking to a lot of angels. And then I've been going, like I just went to the Startup Grind conference and networked there. So again, answering your timeline question. So 6 months, I hope to close the pre-seed round. 12 months, we're probably still in that pre-seed round and then gaining traction. And then 18 months, we're hopefully looking at the seed round. Yes.
Okay. And in between the seed round or the pre-seed and the seed round, do you hope to have some monthly recurring revenue as well by then in the next 6 months? You're on your own, gaining traction and having some recurring revenue.
Right. So as I mentioned, so the 6 months mark would be by that time we should have released our premium version already. So between the 6 months to the 18 months timeline, that is the 12 months time. That's 1 year timeline. My goal is to focus on traction, and then gaining revenue through the platform.
Excellent. That's fantastic.
I'm curious, does Colin or Jason have questions?
In fact, I think we've lost some of that. You know, with Jason was here and he's a good job, Athena, so he's very happy. I'm not sure if he's still here. The nice thing about Facebook is when family stuff is going on in the background, they click off and then they come back in, and it's not as easy with Zoom only because they have to download the app. So I apologize for the difficulties with the tech on this one, Athena, but we will work to get your video out and shared with everybody. So you had an announcement just a second ago that you are actively fundraising the pre-seed.
Correct.
Yes. So for those listening on the replay, reach out to Athena. And how do they reach out to you, Athena?
So my email is athena@bitesizelegal.biz. There's no D after bite, but I'm asking if you can tag my email onto your.
I'll put it up on the YouTube version and on our website when we put the replay up.
Or you can tag me on Facebook as well. I am in the group.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. You're in the group, and so I will post this video. I'll post the replay as well in the group because I do want people to see that. Usually, we just have the video already in the group as a replay, but we'll have to post the YouTube version for everybody to see.
Yeah, I just see you put the link in there, so I didn't put the link in there. I wasn't able to actually.
Yeah, it must be an authentication issue after yesterday.
So I'm curious. Do you think it might be a good idea, since it can go live today, but do like a kind of like a Q&A through Twitter or something, tagging the link to the video?
You can do that. I don't know that I'll have time to do that during the day job. That's the problem.
All right.
That's the problem.
I can try to do that. Yeah.
But once it drops next week, you can certainly you're going to get the link to it as well, so you can do with it as you please. We want you to share it. We want to promote everybody doing cool stuff in legal tech. So, and we'll continue to promote you as well. But you came highly recommended to us tonight by multiple people who already love you. Many of the women in the legal tech community hugely support you and have mentioned you to me multiple times. So you came highly recommended, and a lot of people want to see you do wonderful things. So I should say that up front.
I think I have an idea. Thank you, Ivy.
So Ivy is one.
So I just followed you on Angel List. Is that the only platform that you're on in terms of
Crunchbase as well? I saw her
fundraising?
on Crunchbase.
I'm on Startup Grind as well.
Okay. And you said Founder Gym. You were in that.
I have a profile in there as part of graduate of Cohort 3. They actually just partnered with Google for Founders.
Okay.
Excellent.
And I do have another freemium function release in 1 week.
Oh, excellent. So let us know and we can share, tag us in your tweet about a release and we'll share that out. We like to be supportive of everybody in the legal tech community. So Bite Size Legal, I just want to step back 1 second here before we kind of wrap up. It's been really fun. I'm glad you came on. But Bite Size Legal, is this Rentips.io just one product that Bite Size Legal plans on doing? So there will be more to come from Athena Fan.
Right.
Excellent.
Our niche area is the high volume cases that tend to have over 80% of pro se litigants. So we're focused on the high volume cases, and also lawyers don't usually tend to take these type of cases.
Yeah, because you either have to have an entire practice dedicated to high volume and high turnover cases, or it's simply not worth it for others in its current state. Yeah. So, but for those of us in legal tech, we recognize that as a huge underserved market. Yeah. Definitely.
And I definitely want to thank everyone who has recommended me to you guys to come on this show. I'm a big fan of this show, and I'm also very, very thankful for the women in legal tech community, and then just everyone who's in this space trying to aiming to increase access to justice using tech and doing it.
I don't know. Is it just us, Nick? And
what?
It just seems as though there are more women founders in legal tech than there are in any other, I guess, subdivision of the tech startup space. Am I incorrect when I say that?
I don't know if you're incorrect or not. I know that we know of a lot of the women in legal tech and that we've supported a lot of the women in legal tech, happily so. But when I saw recent statistics of women in tech, it's like 12% or something like that. 12% founders. Does that sound right to you, Athena?
That sounds about right. Kristen Sunday of Paladin did write an article on that. I think in the fall last year, she did write an article. I can send that to you, Ivan.
It seems as though at least a third of our interviews have been women, now that I think about it.
Yeah, we do. Some of that is highly intentional because I think that we should support all in this.
Oh, it's because of you.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. I support it.
It is largely to be supportive and to showcase the amazing things the women in this sector are doing. So, but no, there is a significant number. And Kristen Sunday, who I don't know, who I've never met, I just know through Twitter, but she also put together a directory that had all the female founders in legal tech, which was pretty thorough. It was very thorough, and then people I think have added to it since, and it's a really good resource for innovative women in the legal tech space.
Let me end with this, Nick, if I may.
You may.
How can we help you moving forward?
I would say definitely help me like tweet and not just me in general, but like the women in legal tech, like help to tweet, promote our releases right on social media. Again, I want to iterate that I am actively raising a pre-seed round. So if you know people watching this episode, and if you guys know people who are interested.
Do you have your terms set yet? I mean, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for 500,000 pre-seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
For what equity? Or are you looking for a convertible note or what kind of terms?
Well, it depends. So I can definitely talk individually with people who are interested. Yeah.
Okay.
What she's saying, Ivan, is that if you're bringing the 500,000, you personally are bringing the 500,000. She's willing to negotiate with you a little bit. But you got to show her the money.
I got it.
But there, you got to take those things. Who's bringing the money? Ivan has all the money in our relationship, in our partnership here. He's the money man.
Your office? Is this your office? It looks very serious. Very like
mine?
Yes.
This is my home office.
All right. I see the flag in the corner. Very
He's a very patriotic military man.
No, just so that people know where I'm sitting. What country? One of those up there.
I told Athena ahead of time, for those who may still be here with us in the background. I told Athena ahead of time to get really excited about her background, just however she wanted to do the background, she could be aware of it, because we've had some really exciting backgrounds here, Athena. We've had...
you're talking about physical background. I thought you meant like background.
No, she was talking about the physical background, and I was talking about... So Ivan has actually been in a bunker on National Guard duty on this show.
What?
He's been in a hotel room.
I was almost in the jacuzzi last time.
Yeah, the last time you were on.
Okay.
We had him, and then we've had Alma say, as I mentioned, she was in a cabin in West Virginia, and then we've had the New York skyline behind us. So it's always a trip to see who brings what to the background. So mine is usually this fake plant.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Consistency is key.
Consistency. So, Athena, before we wrap it up, tell everybody where they can find you once again. Email, website, Twitter, etc.
So you can find me through 3 main channels. All right.
Okay.
First one, you can just direct message me on LinkedIn if you would like. Athena Fan. Athena. Last name is Fan, Fan. Very simple and short. Second way is to email me at athena@bitesizelegal.biz, one word. And that third way is to direct message me on Twitter or follow me on Twitter. Athena Fun LT. LT stands for Legal Tech.
Nice.
It wasn't always Athena Fun LT. Was it always that?
It was always that. I actually started.
Oh, it was.
I started Twitter when I started the ABA Center for Innovation Fellowship.
Okay, all right, because I noticed the LT the other day, and I was like, I thought it was just Athena Fun. But I guess I was wrong. So it was always LT. Excellent. So that's where you can reach her. We want to thank her for being a guest here tonight. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We will blame Zuckerberg for those. I feel perfectly comfortable blaming him.
Well, at the end of the day, he did lose 2 of his executives earlier today, so maybe that had something to do with it.
It may have had something to do with it. It may have had something to do with it. But anyway, thank you, Athena. I'm Nick Rishwain.
Thanks, Athena. Hopefully you get better. Drink some hot tea and some honey and get some rest.
Lots
so
of
that next week you'll have your next phase of your MVP launched.
And when are you back in California? Will you be at Codex?
Yes, I plan to be at Codex. So I'm actually spending 75% of my time in Silicon Valley and then 25% in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So I was just at the ABA Tech Show, hanging out with people, and I decided to stay a few more days, and then I will go back to California.
Okay, so I will see you and get to meet you in person at Codex.
Right.
And
when is that?
That is April 4th. It's a one-day conference.
Really?
Yeah. Thursday.
You might see a cameo appearance.
We'll see. We'll see if you make it.
Ivan, you'll be there, okay?
Ivan's been known to take red-eye flights to all sorts of places.
Wow, that's a.
He is truly an international man of mystery.
Whatever.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Our guest tonight has been Athena Fan. This has been Athena Fan. I've been mispronouncing that most of the night.
You're a fan of Athena. And
that's true.
That was actually one of my slogans when I ran for student government back in the day. Be a fan.
Anyway, be a fan of Athena Fan.
I know. Okay.
That's nice.
Nice.
Then episode 47 of Legal Tech Live. Join us next week, Thursday night. Hopefully, technical difficulties will be resolved when we do